We are back once again live. I didn't do any videos today. I've been kind of relaxing the last 2 days. I thought maybe there would be some major news, but I'm like, you know what? I've been going crazy over the past, month or so, just crazy making content every single day. I figured the last 2 days I kind of chill, but I figured why not do a stream tonight, especially considering I didn't make any content. I have a couple video ideas that I've been wanting to make that I probably should make, but I've just been kind of chilling since the Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury news. But on this stream, we can discuss whatever you guys want. If you guys want to discuss Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, if you want to talk about Alexander Volkanovski's next fight, I put in the title Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria because that's the next matchup at featherweight. We're not sure if that's actually going to happen. I also put in the title UFC 293 main event, which is most likely going to be Israel Adesanya versus Dricus Du Plessis. We can discuss that. And whatever else you guys want to discuss on this stream, I really don't care. We can really talk about whatever. You guys just throw questions in the chat. We got the fight card this weekend. Honestly, I'm probably just kind of chilling. This will be the first week since I really started my channel that I've kind of just been chilling, which really I haven't even done that just the last day or so. But I'm probably not going to stream the card this week, and I might cave and end up doing it anyway. But I'm leaning towards not doing it. I got some stuff to do that I've been putting off. I might as well just do it on Saturday and not have to worry about streaming or anything like that. I'll still do a post-fight afterwards, probably just a full card post-fight would be my guess, is what I'm probably going to do, just do a full card post-fight. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to stream the card. It's just such a bad card. I'd rather just relax and, get the stuff I have to do done on Saturday, watch, maybe some of the prelims elsewhere, and then eventually, watch the main card. I'll watch every fight, but I'll just be, kind of busy, not paying crazy close attention and not doing a full stream for it. So yeah, we can talk about whatever you guys want to discuss. Put it in the chat. I'm sure we have plenty to talk about. There's probably news that I've missed, to be quite honest. I also did see today, that I put Jack Della Maddalena as the co-main event in my prediction video. They moved it. I called that one. So I know most people could have called that one, but I like to have my prediction videos pretty much in order. But Tapology doesn't have the battle order correct half the time. UFC doesn't have the battle order correct. They shift it around. And so I'm happy to have that pretty much correct. You can't wait for the card tomorrow. Well, it's not tomorrow. It's Saturday, my friend. Tomorrow's Friday. So unless there's another card I don't know about, then I don't know what you're talking about, Derek. So I think there's a one championship card tomorrow, actually. Did you see a post by Spinning Backfist today? They posted a clip of Izzy mocking and claiming he's more Aussie than Rob. They have receipts. No, but I'm pretty sure I remember that in the build-up to their fight, right? If you watch any of my content covering the Dricus Du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya beef, which I hate even saying, this is all just promotional tactics. You guys have to realize that. Everyone who's crying and whining, I don't like it either. Everyone who's crying and whining, Izzy said this, Dricus said that, blah, blah, blah. It's all just an attempt to sell pay-per-views. You guys are buying wolf tickets, okay? So I don't care what Izzy said back then. I don't care what Izzy said now. It's all cringy. It's all stupid. It's all a dumb build-up. It's all a dumb beef in general. And, people keep bringing that up and the Chinese thing. Anybody can be from wherever they want. If I want to claim right now that I'm repping Australia, I can rep Australia. Who are you to tell me that I can't? And that'll always be my benefit. That'll always be my stance on that. You guys will see that I'm very consistent on pretty much everything. What's up? Oh, my word. Thoughts on Holes talking about you on stream earlier with James Lynch. We'll discuss that on stream. But I'm going to give you guys an entertaining stream tonight. We'll discuss that on stream, but let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a few minutes. Let the people get in here a bit. And we'll talk about it in maybe 5-10 minutes. Just ask that question again. Oh my word. We'll hold off on it a little bit. We'll let some people trickle in and then we'll discuss it. It's from 2019, but nonetheless it's hypocritical. Fair enough. What's up, Blaze1? What's up, Prodigy? What's up? I can't even pronounce your name. Talk about why you over-hate Conor. I don't hate Conor. I just find him annoying in the MMA community because he basically does not fight. He basically does not exist. And you still have a cult-like following just riding his dick 24/7. And it's annoying to me. When are we getting 293 details? I thought it was going to be this week. So maybe it'll be this Saturday night. And somebody said that. UFC 293 details will be announced Saturday during the broadcast. That's what I'm thinking, maybe. Thank you for the early stream. No problem. It's not that early. What's up, Joey? What's up, Kuma? You gained almost 1K followers in 1 week. I don't know if it was that extreme, but we gained a lot in the last, a bit. You should take the stream off and enjoy your time. I will. What's up, Joey? MMA fan. What's going on, Vince? You think Nate the Train is a can, and who would you want to see? No, I do not think he's a can. Who do I want to see him fight next? Let me take a look. Featherweight. I know there's got to be like a banger matchup that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. I would like to see him maybe against Billy Q. Him versus Billy Q would be a banger, I think. I think that'd be an absolute banger. My bad, I thought today was Friday. Fair enough. Joe, you've been in a great mood lately. Super positive and spreading great vibes. Love the content. Fire. Thank you. I'm always in a good mood, my friend. Is he so cringe? Ew. What is up, Patty Mills? What's up, Joey? Topuria is a clear title contender, and Volk doesn't want to fight him. Volk said he would fight him. So I don't think that's accurate. So no, he's not ducking him. At the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they're literally just going to hug and say, yeah, we were building a fight. It's just business. Exactly. What's up, Joey? What's up, Tiramisu Tuesday? What's going on, my friend? Show us your belly hair. Now I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna refrain from that, dude. I don't want to increase my female demographic by so much they start to get annoying in the chat, Hey, Joey, what happened? Who's talking about you with James Lynch? We're gonna talk about it in a little bit. We'll talk about it maybe 15, 20 minutes into the stream, something like that. We'll get some build to it because I'll talk about it in depth for you guys. Because a lot of people have asked me about this. A lot of people have sent this to me. And we'll get into it. It's going to be a fun stream. I guarantee you that. This will be a stream you guys will remember forever. I'll tell you that much. My second stream with MMA Joey. Yeah, I heard you just turn off the lights, lay down in bed, close your eyes, turn the stream on, and pretend I'm laying next to you. Is that what you do? This is your own personal stream? Josh Parisi and Jake Collier both lost their opponents. It would be amazing if these two future contenders would be matched up for now. I agree. That'd be an absolute banger of a matchup. I mean, that's better than any John Jones, Francis Ngannou fight. Joe, what's your grooming routine? Are you more of a trimmer or a shaver? I'm not even sure what that means, but I just trim up my beard a couple times a week. Otherwise, it gets crazy big. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trim it up, and it just looks spectacular. I mean, looks spectacular. Probably every 2 to 3 days, I trim it up. So, I feel like Cannonier versus Chimaev is a good fight, but is it necessary? I mean, if they want Chimaev to get a win over a top contender, yes. But it is risky, But at the end of the day, if Chimaev can't get past Cannonier, is he going to get past Adesanya? I don't think so. Who do you think Yair faces next? How do you see him doing against Allen? And how do you see him and Allen going? Who do I think he fights next? He's going to be off for a bit. He took a nasty beating, dude. Volk gave him a beatdown. Maybe he fights a Calvin Kattar coming off a win. Maybe Calvin Kattar will get a win in the meantime, and then they'll fight early next year. I don't see Yair returning this year, to be quite honest. How do I see him versus Allen going? I think that'd be a very close fight. I'd probably lean Yair. Who should Dan Ige fight next? Dan Ige should fight like a Bryce Mitchell, maybe. I'd like a Bryce Mitchell fight. I think that would make sense. What's up? Joey Clips, what's up, JJ? What's going on, Mario? Bro, why do people think you're obsessed with Colby? I never thought that in the year plus I've watched you. We're going to get into that on stream today. That's all. I'm glad you brought it up, Mario. Everyone who's asked me these questions, and I've said, hey, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a few minutes. Ask them again in about 10 minutes. I just want to make sure plenty of people have time to get in here so we don't have to hear, oh, can you reiterate this? Can you tell it again? Because once we talk about it, I'm just going to end it and then we're going to be done with it. But yeah, that's a weird thing to even suggest, just because I try to cover things from a fact-based perspective, and I try to look at evidence to support my claims and opinions. But we're gonna talk about it. We'll go in depth. We'll pretend this is one of those videos where I make a deep dive on, the Francis Ngannou situation. We'll get into it today. Usually I don't, but today I'm going to for you guys. What would you think if they made Rob's cut back to welterweight and matched him up with Burns? I mean, they can't make Rob do anything, but I think he should. I think he should cut back to welterweight, to be honest. I just don't see him having a lot of success at middleweight in the future. I was thinking about it. I think Rob was a bit overrated. A bit. Not crazy. I'm not trying to make excuses. I think he was a bit. And I think he's undersized for the division. That's been known for years. He just had a lot of success, so it kind of covered up for it, if that makes sense. Kind of covered up for it. Thoughts on Paige Van Zandt and made her OnlyFans free last week? I don't care, dude. I'm not paying any woman to look at her naked. I don't need to do that. All right. I'm able to do that for free. Weak sauce, just like her fights, not much difference. Prodigy, I think your parents need to have a talk with you, dude. You excited for Junior Tafa versus Parker Porter? I like that matchup. I like it. If you were Stipe, what would you be doing to enjoy eyes that function before the Jones fight? I have no idea. I know what you mean. I'd take a trip to the Grand Canyon. Basically. The winner of Aspinall Tabora should fight the winner of Gane Spivak for #1 contender. Dude, I don't want Gane in a #1 contender fight ever again. What's up, Sobro? Strickland versus Hamzat. I like that idea much better. I think Strickland versus Hamzat's more fun than Hamzat versus Cannonier. But maybe that's just me. I think either one of them's a fun matchup. But we shall see. Call the fire department. Holly Holmes fighting this Saturday. Ew. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a barn burner of a main event. Can't wait. Way better than UFC 290. I will say that. Clips incoming. I don't know. Maybe not. Jenkins versus Mariscal booked. I got Chepe. I got Chepe as well. That's a good fight though. I thought Jenkins lost to Jamal Emmers, so I'm definitely going Chepe Mariscal. I think he's gonna body Jenkins, but it'll be fun while it lasts. Has Dana revealed anything crazy yet or no? He has not. He's been radio silent. He's just booking something behind the scenes right now. He's just booking something behind the scenes. Who is the next male UFC champ to lose their belt next? Gun to your head. Well, that was entirely too many next in the question. Gun to my head, who loses their belt next? I don't think Jones loses his belt in his next fight. Jamal Hill, maybe. I don't think Israel Adesanya does. Leon could. I don't think Islam does, no matter who he fights. I don't think Volkanovski does. I don't think Sterling does. Gun to my head, if I had to say most likely right now, based on the current structure, I would say Jamal Hill or Leon Edwards. Jamal Hill or Leon Edwards. Because even Pantoja, I would think he might lose his belt in his next fight, depending on who he fights. But it's going to be a while, so I don't think he'll be the next guy to lose his belt. So, yeah. What about you guys? Who do you think's the next male champion to lose their belt? How do you see Wonderboy versus Rob at 185? Rob out-grapples him most likely. Can you show us the action figures behind you, please? I've gone through it too many times. They're not action figures, they're bobbleheads, but I just can't, dude. I just can't right now. It's too much work for a little game. I'm liable to drop them in their glass, and they could break, and they're autographed, and I don't want to ruin them. I'm an addict of the game of life, Joey. Every night, Victoria's Secret models, 10, 10s. Okay. So you're living in a fantasy world. Because we know you ain't getting no Victoria's Secret models. What happened? What are you talking about? Burns versus Rachmanov. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. But it's not going to happen. Happy Jack Della Maddalena is the co-main event Saturday. I thought it would be. Who would you pick in Dricus versus Chimaev? Chimaev. I'd be confident in Chimaev. But then again, I've been confident in every Dricus opponent, and I've been wrong. So I'm just going to stick with it. Broken clock is right twice a day. Charles Jourdain versus Ricardo Ramos. Ramos was just made. Hopefully Ramos doesn't miss weight by 8 pounds again. That should be a decent fight. I think that'll be a good fight. Could you see Royval beating Pantoja in a rematch? As much as I'd like to see it, I think Pantoja always will be a bad matchup for Royval. I could see Royval getting it done. I think Pantoja is a bad matchup for him though. So I'm not saying I wouldn't be confident either way, but I could see there's a chance I would pick Royval. Joey, who do we need to go to war with? Drop the names. Nobody. I don't need anybody to go to war for me. I can go to war for myself. Aljamain Sterling, but I appreciate you, Benji. Aljamain Sterling will be the next champ to lose his belt. To who? Next male champ to lose is probably Leon. Yep, I would say Leon or Hill is the most likely to lose. Joey got into MMA whole skin. We'll talk about it in a little. Maybe we'll talk about it in a few minutes. Somebody ask it. Nurmagomedov versus Corey, winner. What about it? Who do I think's gonna win? I'm going Corey, probably. The destruction of Dricus must happen. I mean, not must happen. Do you think Aljo's quick turnaround will affect his performance? It could very possibly do so. Izzy or Volk's crazy enough? I got both winning. I just think they got a real challenge. Nah, they're not gonna lose. You were confident in Derek Brunson beating Dricus? I wouldn't say like super confident, but I like the pick quite a bit. You know, I wasn't 50-50 on it. I was like maybe 70-30 on it. But I knew Brunson gas is out, so I didn't trust his gas tank. Joey, who you got winning, Blachowicz or Pereira? I'm going Blachowicz via KO. Joey, who do you got winning? Okay, read that. Ian Gary versus JDM if they hadn't have an opponent for the next fight. I'd love to see that. I'd probably go JDM. I just think he's grittier, more powerful. That'd be a hell of a matchup. That's a matchup I've suggested for a while. Thoughts on Usman shutting down a Shavkat matchup and saying he'd only accept it for a belt? I mean, that's clown behavior. I mean, he's acting like he lost the belt. Now he's acting like the rest of the division. So that's annoying as hell. I did not see that though. Is it crazy I give Sean almost no chance to beat Sterling? I'm very confident Sterling strangles him. Dude, as good as Sterling is on the ground, O'Malley's that much better on the feet. So I wouldn't count out O'Malley. I think O'Malley has a better chance to win than Du Plessis did against Whitaker, and look, we saw what happened there. What if Ngannou KOs Fury? Does Ngannou become the heavyweight champ? Essentially, yes. Maybe physically, no, but essentially, yes. O'Malley beats Aljo. We'll see. I'm trying to shed a few pounds right now, running 4 miles a day, eating sensibly. But whenever I lose motivation, I think about Fat Boy Darren Till, a cautionary tale. Well, best of luck to you, Aaron Villa. I hope you have a good time. Keep thinking about Darren. Do you think Tyson Fury has become a joke with recent opponents and Francis matchup? I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the boxing world. I barely know who Tyson Fury is, to be honest. I don't even think I knew of Tyson Fury's existence before I even started the channel. That's how little I pay attention to boxing. After seeing all the upsets this year, I think O'Malley could KO Aljo in the first. It's very possible. Anything's possible, man. Any given night. Holland versus JDM. Who do you see winning? I don't want to see Holland fight anyone. I literally think Holland is the most overrated bum in the UFC. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, let him step up on short notice. Oh, so we can already know the result? We might as well not have a fight if we're already going to know the result. If Royval wants to beat Pantoja, he has to outpace Pantoja. Pantoja caught a second win in the Moreno fight, and he was slowing down after the second round. I know, he did catch a second win. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. How mad will Dana get when reporters ask him about the post-fight presser? He'll just shit on it. He'll find a way to delegitimize. He'll say it's a gimmick fight. He'll say, oh, he's not even getting paid that much, or you know, who's even going to tune into that, or he doesn't even have a chance, blah, blah, blah. Ngannou fumbled the bag. Okay. Does Royval deserve a shot against Amir Albazi? Does Royval deserve a shot more than Amir Albazi? Probably. Who do you think is better wrestler, Colby or Sarukian? Colby. MMA holes have no arguments against Joey's takes. He got triggered by someone pretending to be Joey in his comment section and went straight to fat jokes. What a scrub. Well, it's about time to get into that. Well, I'm gonna catch up on the chat real quick and then we'll get into it. I think it's embarrassing that Fury is fighting Ngannou. Dude is one of the best heavyweight boxers in history and a current champion fighting an MMA fighter. I guess that's just the way the boxing world works. I don't know. Joey, come on, what happened? We're going to get into it. Joey, MMA holes were bashing you on James Lynch's live stream today, and James was sitting there giggling like a little schoolgirl. Okay, so now that everyone has arrived, now that everybody has arrived, we'll get into what all you guys want to hear about. Because plenty of people, I would say over a dozen people sent this to me. Joey, what do you make of this? What do you make of this? So for those of you who do not know, and probably a lot of you guys do not because you probably don't follow that particular channel, but a horrible MMA YouTube channel. And I usually don't like talking down on anyone else or anybody else's channel. My channel, and the reason I never really like to say anything bad about people is because my channel, I want it built around MMA discussion, okay? Could I go after people? Could I go after their takes? Could I shit on them? Could I tear them down? Could I pull up their videos and go through it sentence by sentence, comb through it and just shit on them and probably grow significantly faster? Could I pump out hot takes left and right and grow significantly faster? Probably. But that's not the way I want to build my channel. That's not what I want to build about my channel. That's not what I want to do on this channel. In life, this isn't just me putting on a persona on a live stream or videos. I wish everyone nothing but success. Unless there's a reason that I think somebody's a scumbag, history, whatever, there is no way that I am ever thinking about it and plotting and hoping the downfall of somebody else, okay? Now, with that being said, because these certain things were said about me and thrown in my direction on James Lynch's channel, and so many people sent it to me, and so many people were saying, Joey, what are you going to have to say about this? I feel the need that I have to finally respond to some clown-ass comments like I don't normally do. And I hate to, go off on some like Ariel Helwani MMA Hour-esque diatribe, but we're going to get deep into it because I really would like to break it down, not only from a fact, angle. Let's talk about the facts of what actually happened. I also want to look at it from just the psychology of some of these people here, because it's actually really embarrassing if you really look at it. So what happened today? And again, I hate even doing this because I wish everybody nothing but success. But James Lynch had the MMA holes on his live stream, his weekly live stream. I've gone on it before. He had them on his live stream. Now, apparently what happened during this live stream at some point, the MMA holes brought me up and started talking shit about me. And we're going to get into what specifically they said, and we're going to react to it because I'm going to have a good time with this. But essentially what you have is the backstory between me and the MMA holes, which, again, I hate to even bring up their name because I don't even want to give them any type of attention at all. Even my small community I have here, I don't want people going to search them. But at the same time, like, how am I going to let these people trash me on someone's channel who was essentially, one of my friends, supposedly? So I'm like, I got to respond to this. And at the end of the day, if anybody that hears their name here runs over to their channel and is like, let me check out their channel, they'll be back. They'll be back before you can even blink because they're going to be like, oh, ew. That's essentially what would happen. And so what you had happen was there's a backstory between me and them that he told on the stream, and we're going to get to it here in a second. I would almost love to make a video on this, but I'm not going to because I just think that's, attempting to just shit on someone else for attention is just horrible. But the backstory between me and them is I was streaming back when I had like 1,000 subs, maybe 2,000 subs. I don't remember how many subs. And they came into my chat, right? And they're like, oh, MMA hoes, blah, 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 and all this stuff in there. And, I barely knew of their existence. I still barely know of their existence. And, what happened was I was like, oh, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. They were being nice. Oh, cool. Whatever. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks. Blah, blah, blah. Just being nice. Anyway, everything's cool. Everything's great. I'm like, oh, this channel is just showing me some support. I do that nowadays. I'll find somebody with like a couple hundred subs. I'll send some support their way just to help them build their channel up. I'm like, oh, these guys are doing the same thing. They must be nice people. And again, this whole entire story is directed at the guy. I'm not even sure what his name is, but it's directed at the guy, not the girl. I'm not even sure if she's on there anymore. Maybe they're separated or something. I don't know. But then what happened is after I ended my stream, someone messages me and sends me a clip, and they're like, dude, they were just trashing you the whole time. They were just trashing you. So apparently what had happened was he came into the stream, was trashing me, was talking shit. Oh, look at this guy. I don't remember what he was saying. It was fat jokes, stuff like that. Don't really care about it all. But it was just trashing me. And when I saw that, I'm like, damn, that's kind of annoying, because here I am like, hey, thanks guys, appreciate it. Thanks for the support. And then meanwhile, if you go back and look at the other side, they're like, oh yeah, look at this fat ass sitting here talking about MMA, doesn't know shit with his 1K subscriber YouTube channel. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of petty. That's really petty. And so I was like, well, you know what? It is what it is. I don't take offense to anything really. But I'm like, I'm going to pop in his chat real quick. I'm just going to send him a message. So I sent him one message in his chat. And I don't remember exactly what I said. Maybe he can dig it up. I don't know. For actual evidence. I don't have the evidence of what I said. But it was something along the lines of, it is really weird to pop into another YouTube channel that is much smaller than you and pretend to be nice and instead talk shit in front of your 60,000 subscribers and 75 live viewers. And essentially what I was doing there was I was taking a jab at their audience, I was saying, look, you got all these subscribers, you only got this many live viewers. This is embarrassing. But it was just me of like, okay, you talked a little bit of shit about me. Let me go in, pump a little jab at you, and then that's the end of it. I don't care. It is what it is. People make jokes all the time. I don't care. I'm not offended. But I'm like, at least I got to go get a dig back now that I know they were talking shit. Immediately blocked. Immediately blocked me off the thing. Never thought of it again. Never ever thought of it again. Didn't care about it. Didn't even talk about it really. Didn't mention it on my channel. Didn't bring them up. I don't care. Okay? The only other interaction I've had with them, and I'm going to pull it up right now. I have it right here. Hold on, let me go. I had to go dig it out of Twitter. Was I had an interaction with them on Twitter. Because I want you guys to know the actual real story. I don't want you guys some fantasy world story that is being told online. Okay, so here's essentially the tweet, okay? So the tweet was, Cody Durden was tweeting at Ode Osborne. And he said, you're a joke, Ode Osborne. You want to fight, you're shook. That's why you're fighting a debut. I guess you're fighting a debutante and not me is what he meant. But he said you're fighting a debut and not me. Shut your mouth and do as you're told. I'm real competition winners. Keep talking on IG. Maybe one day we'll meet and I'll split your watermelon wide open. That's what Cody Durden said to Ode Osborne. I don't like Cody Durden because he's always like fantasizing about other grown men performing sexual acts on other grown men. He's always talking about it. So I responded and I said, he probably doesn't want to fight you because you spend all your time obsessing about other grown men performing sexual acts on other grown men. Because Cody Durden is just constantly bringing up the Jeff Molina situation. And I just think that's bizarre. And so I was like, oh, I see this guy on my timeline. Let me just call him out a little bit. The MMA holes respond, okay? They said, how dare Cody make jokes about grown men blowing other grown men? Such a despicable move. They're clearly trolling, clearly a joke. Ha ha, so funny, whatever. So I thought, oh, here's a joke here. Let me pump a little joke back. Let me throw a little jab back. I don't care. I'm not sensitive like some people. And I say, agreed. He could definitely use his time better. Maybe he should start a dying YouTube channel and make jokes about grown men performing sexual acts on each other live and use graphics from 1997. I'm sure he could get 70,000 subscribers and at least 47 live viewers. Again, taking a jab at them, but all in good fun, just talking a little bit of shit. It is what it is. So now, fast forward, that was the first interaction on the live stream thing. I want to say that was a year and a half ago, maybe. I can't say for sure. It was a long time ago. It was well over a year ago. I believe it was in 2021 at some point. It was not in 2022. The Twitter interaction was a couple weeks ago. Maybe a month and a half. Let me actually look and see if I can see the date on here. Of course, I cannot see. Oh, it's from 6/19. So about a month ago. It's about a month old. I never think of it again. Well, anyway, today James Lynch gets him on his live stream, and they start talking about. But before I get into this, thank you for the $2, Taj. I'll read your message in a minute. So anyway, James Lynch invites this guy on his live stream today, and before I get into the actual MMA holes, let's talk about James Lynch for a second, because James Lynch has always been nice to me. I think he's a good guy, and I hate to even say anything bad about him, because I just don't feel right, because I do believe at his heart he's a good guy. But what I saw during this live stream, the brief period that I watched this live stream for maybe 5-6 minutes, is, for lack of a better word, a pussy. Okay? That's what I saw there, was a pussy. And I hate to say that, but I don't say anything I wouldn't be willing to say to him. Because what I saw was one grown man who happens to be maybe 50 years old, I'm assuming, maybe 50, 45 years old, with red hair. You know, I'm just describing him, you know, I'm not just talking about James. What I saw there was him bring me up unprompted and begin to shit on me. Talk shit, throw insults. We're going to get into all the specifics in a second. And then James is like, oh, well, yeah, Joey's a good guy and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I disagree with him sometimes. I think he's obsessed with Colby, which we're also going to discuss. And, you know, again, I don't want to shit on James because I understand he felt uncomfortable. And I understand maybe he isn't built like that. He can't stand up to people like that. And he couldn't say, you know what? Because if that was me, if I had someone on, I consider James a friend, somebody starts talking about him, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm friends with this person. I don't want to hear you talk shit about him. Do it with your wife at home. Do it with your family. Do it with your other friends. Don't talk shit about my friend right here to my face, unprompted, for no reason, without even a legitimate gripe. So I just think that's just kind of pussy behavior to begin with. But I understand everyone's not built like that. Everyone's not able to just stand up for themselves and deal with awkward situations. So I don't want to harp on that too much. There's really not hard feelings there. But it was just a bit embarrassing. And then the part about Colby Covington, threw that in there, and it was almost like, oh, we disagree on that. I think he's obsessed with Colby. I don't really have a problem with that statement as a whole, even though it's factually inaccurate. But the fact that, okay, this guy clearly doesn't like me. This guy's clearly insulting me. And now you're like, yeah, this guy's obsessed with Colby. I know all about him. And then you add a layer onto it that the MMA holes, from what I've seen, somebody told me and showed me and sent me, we're talking shit about James not that long ago. We're talking shit about him hardcore for like 10, 15 minutes. Somebody told me this. And now not only are they talking shit about you, you're inviting them on your channel to then talk shit about someone who's never said a bad word about you ever. Ever said a bad word about you. Would defend you against somebody if somebody did the same. And then meanwhile, you're like, oh yeah, he's obsessed with Colby. Like, that just doesn't sit right with me. And again, I'm not a person who can sit here and pretend. I can't sit here and lie and be like, oh yeah, that was, James handled it perfectly and it was great. Because I want to shift the main attention to the MMA holes. But as far as the whole Colby thing, you know, and now he's going to think I'm even more obsessed with him because I'm bringing it up here. But the reason he thinks I'm obsessed with Colby is because him in particular, and a lot of MMA media members and a lot of other social media MMA fans, the MMA community as a whole, pretend that Colby Covington is a draw. Based on the evidence, and I'm not going to go through every piece of the evidence that I have. Based on the evidence, it is not proven that Colby is a substantial draw. Me and James talked about this on his live stream. So when I hear that, I've then debunked it promptly afterwards. And James has an emotional attachment to Colby because Colby does interviews with him. Colby's cool off camera. And so he's almost defensive of Colby. Meanwhile, I just look at all these fighters cold-blooded. You know, there's very few fighters that I'm genuinely emotionally attached to. There's very few. Robbie Lawler was one of them. Anderson Silva was one of them. Jose Aldo. I don't think genuinely right now, there's not one fighter I can say I'm super emotionally attached to, let alone hate and despise, you know, that I'm obsessed with them. First off, Colby Covington doesn't have a ranked win against a current ranked welterweight. It does not exist right now. He does not have a single win on his resume against a current ranked welterweight. He is not a substantial draw, as proven against Jorge Masvidal, sold under 400K pay-per-view buys. And he hasn't fought since March of 2022. What is there to be obsessed about? I don't care. He's irrelevant, you know? But the talk of the title shot, of course I'm going to talk about it recently. For the last year, I haven't been talking about it because it hasn't existed. Now all of a sudden he's getting an undeserved title shot. Of course I'm going to bring it up. So I just thought that was a weird thing to throw in there. But I understand he's trying to diffuse the situation. He's trying to be like, play both sides a little bit. But I just think when you have a guy who's already, you know, he's talked shit about you, you're inviting him on your program and you're essentially rim jobbing him. Then somebody who really actually supports you and will go to bat for you, you're like, oh yeah, we have disagreements all the time, and he's obsessed with and I'm just trying to use a different voice to kind of quote him. I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything. It just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. It just rubbed me the wrong way. And then I got everyone sending it to me. You seen this? You seen James saying this? You seen MMA holes doing this? And then you get to the part about the MMA holes, which the MMA holes launched into this attack unprompted. Maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't remember exactly. But essentially just insulting me repeatedly, okay? And I'm a grown man. I can handle insults. I told you, if you guys knew the group of friends that I hang out with, it's nothing but insults 24/7, okay? And let me just say this. I'm the best at it, okay? I'm the best at it because it's not possible to get me mad. It's not possible to offend me. It's not possible to upset me. So, I can deal with that. But this guy goes out of his way to attack one grown man, to go out of his way to attack another grown man that he does not even know. And then I can deal with the insults. But it's the fact that he lied about the story. He kind of told partial truth, but he didn't tell the full truth. Thank you for the $10 VFits, $10 Canadian. I appreciate you, my friend. We're going to get to the donos in a second. I want to get to this story. Because what he did was he misrepresented the truth. And he basically said, look, I sent him subscribers. I had made some offhanded comments. And then he started trolling me and this and that. I never trolled him, not once. I sent him one message, maybe 2 messages. I don't really remember. It was like one message, I think. I'm pretty sure it was one message, but it might have been 2. Basically just saying, why are you talking shit about me to your, 50K subscribers, 60K subscribers, and, 70 live viewers. That's essentially what I've told you previously was the entire story. So then he misrepresents the story and says, look, I sent him subscribers. I sent him love. We were, I think he said cordial, and he got angry. He was so mad, and this guy's in so much pain. And then he starts to go on the ad hominem attacks where, oh yeah, it looks like his chair's in pain too, and blah, blah, blah. But the story that he told is factually inaccurate. It is just completely inaccurate. I have no reason to lie about this. I have no reason to lie to you guys. He told the story wrong. He told the story wrong. The story that I told you is 100% correct. I had 2 interactions with the guy over the past 3 years, and for some reason, that just got so far up his ass. He's like, oh, I'm fuming. Let me bring him up on James Lynch's live stream. Yeah, let me bring him up. I'm pretty sure they had negative viewers. I mean, bringing MMA holes on a live stream or whoever, I don't even know what his name is, but bringing him, the ginger guy on live stream, I'm pretty sure that gets you negative viewers. Honestly, I'm pretty sure people are unsubscribing because of that guy. So now that we got through the part of the story where he essentially lies about it, one thing I've always said on this channel is when you can't attack someone's arguments or you can't, insult someone based on merit, you don't have legitimate reasons to attack someone, whether it be, they said this, they said that, and break it down and actually tell the truth. What you do is then in turn attack their appearance. That's what you do. You attack their appearance because you have nothing better to say. He can't say I'm stupid. He can't say, oh, look, he said this and he's so wrong about this and he's such an idiot and he did this and he did that and it's so dumb. He can't say any of that because it doesn't exist. He can't attack me on a merit of an argument. There's nothing there. He's grasping at nothing. So what he does is attack my appearance instead, which, again, I don't mind the attacks, and I didn't even mind the initial attacks that he had on me. I don't care about that. My main problem with that from the beginning is I was acting all nice under the guise that this guy was being nice to me, and now I look like a fool because I was acting nice to a guy who was essentially clowning me on the other end of the line. That's the way I took it. And then on top of that, what really annoyed me is there is people out there attempting to create content, attempting to create YouTube channels who don't have the thick skin that I have, that can't take the insults like I can take the insult. I don't care, okay? There's people out there that are soft. There's people out there that can't take the heat, that can't take the jokes, that can't take the attacks on your appearance. And imagine I was one of those guys. Imagine I'm one of those guys. I'm trying to start my MMA channel. I want to talk about MMA. And I got some dude who has 60K subs, 50K subs. I don't remember what it was at the time. I don't even know what it is right now. Imagine then you're attacking that person. Imagine you're attacking a young James Lynch who can't handle the heat, who can't handle the insults, who can't handle the personalized insults on your appearance. And they're like, oh man, now I don't want to run my YouTube channel anymore because I got this big channel attacking me and making fun of me. There's people out there like that. And for me, that's just a bully. That's just a bully mentality to treat somebody like that you don't even know. You will never see me go out of my way to be rude to anyone else. Not in real life, if you knew me in real life, not in a virtual world online. It's just not something I do. So that's why I took a problem with it, because I thought, what if I'm one of these other guys who's really soft, who can't handle it? I might have closed down my channel and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of the online criticism. All because some clown who's 50 years old, he looks about 50, he looks maybe 45. I don't know how old he is. But to go out of his way to insult somebody with 1,000 subscribers for no reason, and then to continue to do it again and again as that channel continues to grow. What are the motives behind this? I think the motives behind this is jealousy. I'm going to be honest. I think the motives behind this is jealousy. And now that we've covered it from a facts standpoint, we've covered it. We've debunked the lies. We've gone through each kind of individual statement. He's calling me a fat ass. He's saying, oh, my chair looks like it's in pain from me sitting on it. And I think he said, I'm trying to remember everything he said. He said, this guy's a delusional fat ass. Now we got through all the comments and I've debunked kind of what he said, and I've said what he said is factually incorrect. Why don't we get to insulting him a little bit? Why don't we insult him a little bit? This is a 45-year-old man with what appears to be the most crackhead-esque tattoos I've ever seen. I would like to give him a little bit of advice. If you're going to get tattoos from a meth head, pay them the meth afterwards. If you're going to pay them in meth, wait till the tattoos are done and then pay them. And then on top of that, this is a damn near 50-year-old man, 50-year-old ginger man with a faux hawk, jumping on stream each and every night, acting like a clown. From what I've seen about maybe 10 minutes total of his content. It is the most disgusting, cringy, awful content I've ever seen, with graphics from about, it looks like 1997, but it might be prior to that. It is horrible. This guy has not evolved with the times, and I've understand that maybe he's put in a lot of work and he's put in the years, and he sees other people and he's like, you know what? I'm watching these other people grow and I'm seeing them get subscribers. I'm seeing them build a community. And then, wait a second, I got 60,000 subs. This guy's got 10 and he gets the same amount he's got the same amount of live viewers as me. What kind of fucking clown am I? My life might be coming to an end. And I think what this really stems from, and you know, I may or may not have a bachelor's degree in psychology, okay? I think what this stems from is he's miserable in his life, okay? I think what it is, he's miserable in his life. I think his YouTube channel is failing. I don't think he has the income that he would like to have from his channel. And he's got a family to support. I mean, honestly, before this, you know, insult attack on James Lynch's show, I would have considered maybe I'd grow to 20,000 subs, 30,000 subs. I would have maybe thought about starting a GoFundMe page for him, you know? Because I'm telling you right now, what he's doing on his channel is barely paying the bills. So I think he's just scraping by. He's seeing younger guys who know more about the sport, who are you know, just better and clearer at describing the sport and discussing the sport and formulating takes based on fact-based information. And he's seeing these people have success and making money. And I'm not even saying I'm necessarily one of these people. I'm just kind of starting out and starting to have my success. And I think he's miserable about that. I think he looks at other people, whether it be, you know, MMA Guru or Lucas or the Weasel, or I don't know, Weasel's been around forever. And I think he looks at these people and I think he's like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm 50 years old. I'm not making any money. I got a family. I got a wife and family. You know, I think he's got kids, you know, and I think he's miserable at home. I think he's freaking out. And I think he's like, know what? You know, let me insult some dude who has a very low subscriber count and let me just attack him. And I think I'm going to have my way. I'm going to bully this guy. And for him to go out of his way to say, oh, this delusional fat ass. Oh, well, look, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Okay, I may be fat. All right, I'm not the healthiest. But guess what? If me and that guy were sentenced to prison together and we were in the same cell, that guy would be my bitch, okay? That guy would be my bitch. So he could say what he wants about my weight. He could say what he wants. He would be my bitch in prison, okay? And to go out of your way to then act as if I've done some like, you would have think I've been harassing this guy for months. You know, if I've harassed this guy for months, I would understand. I'd be like, okay, I understand he's fuming, he wants to get it. But to bring me up unprompted and attack me when we've had 2 interactions over the past 2 years, I think that's embarrassing, especially as a mid-40s, 50-year-old man. Maybe he's older. Maybe he looks young for his age. Maybe he's 60, because he looks about 50 years old to me. To go on there with meth head-esque tattoos and a ginger faux hawk, be like, yeah, look at this delusional fat ass over here. Look at him. His chair's in pain. Well, you know what? I think your family might be in pain, because you obviously aren't paying the bills. I guarantee right now, you know, he can say what he wants about my YouTube channel, about my income from my YouTube channel. I guarantee I make more money per year than that guy. Guarantee I got more money in my bank account than that guy. Okay? You know what? When his wife inevitably divorces him and takes the kids because he's not supporting her, I'll let her stay in my spare bedroom. You know, I feel sympathy for her, you know, because that's bound to happen. When you're that miserable and you're that disturbed that you're just lashing out at random people that have no problem with you, that wish you nothing but success. You know, you need to see a psychologist. You really need to see somebody. You need to discuss that, because the guy is clearly a ticking time bomb. I'm genuinely, this is what I can genuinely tell from 3 to 4 minutes of watching him and watching the way he's acting. The guy is a ticking time bomb. He's clearly upset with life. He's clearly miserable. Honestly, you know, when the YouTube inevitably fails, which it already has pretty much for him, you know, and I understand he's been working on it for, you know, however many years, 4, 5, 6 years, I don't know, 10 years maybe, I don't know, maybe he was super early in the game. When it does inevitably fail, I feel so much sympathy on this guy. If he wants to move to Maryland, if he wants to come to Baltimore, I will get him a job. I will get him a decent paying job. It's not going to be well paying, but it'll be more, I'll tell you right now, it'll be more well paying than running the MMA Holes YouTube channel. I'm assuming that can't be that lucrative. Believe me, I'm assuming that can't be that lucrative. So I just really think that this guy, you know, it's just, you know, now I'm starting to feel bad. I'm starting to, in my later years, as I get older, I just start to feel more sympathy for people. And when I see a guy that's just down on his luck, he's running a YouTube channel for years, he has a family to support, and he's just not making the money and not having the success that he wants, and he's lashing out at others who he looks at as lower than him and try to put them down. You know, I want to feel the sympathy. I start to feel the sympathy, but then I'm like, what if this was somebody else? What if this was somebody else that doesn't have the mentality that I have? What if this was somebody else? And I just don't respect that at all. I don't respect that. We could have started a GoFundMe for him, you know? MMA Holes and family needs money. Let's put food on their table. You know, let's pay their mortgage for a month. Let's get him back on his feet. You know, let's get him a job. You know, I can teach him how to make a resume. I can show him how to run a business. I got plenty of skills that all he has to do is reach out. I could offer to help him. You know, maybe he could ask me for some YouTube advice. I know I'm still growing. I know I'm not some massive success story. I'm doing my own thing. But I'll tell you this. Maybe I don't know what is 100% right when running a YouTube channel. But I'll tell you one thing. It's not that. It's not that. That is bad. That is real bad. That is a mess. That is a dumpster fire. That is the way the word dumpster fire was invented to describe the MMA Holes YouTube channel. And because he's so miserable, he has to launch into attacks on others. And, oh, this guy's a fat ass. He can't say nothing about my intelligence. He can't say nothing about my content. He just, oh, this guy's a fat ass. His chair's in pain. Well, you know what? This chair right here, this is a Herman Miller chair right here. You couldn't afford this. This would cost you 6 months of your YouTube revenue, MMA Holes. This chair right here would cost you 6 months of your YouTube revenue, if not more. So say what you will about the chair. I think this chair is just fine. I think it's just fine. And, you know, maybe if you had it, you could auction it off and maybe pay your mortgage or something. So that's pretty much the entire story. Again, I don't like launching into these attacks on other people because I feel like it makes you look like you're desperate for attention. I wake up every day. I've told you, if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, I wake up every day and I leave my house and I pray for a confrontation. I pray for someone to talk shit to me. I pray for someone to just bump into me and cause some bullshit so I can stir up some bullshit and have it out with them and have a good time. I enjoy these types of, you know, altercations, whatever you want to call it, confrontations, shit talk, and I enjoy it. but that's not what this channel is. This channel is about discussing MMA, building a community of people who actually enjoy MMA and aren't a bunch of incels acting like idiots, you know, worshiping certain fighters and biased towards certain fighters and calling everyone a casual. This channel is built around MMA. It's not about, oh, let me call this guy name and that guy names. But the fact that he's going to go out of his way to go on somebody else's channel that I know and just launch into this attack, I think it's some teenage girl type bullshit. That's what I really think it is. I think he's an embarrassment of a man. I think he needs to find a new career quick or start a new YouTube channel quick, because pretty soon, I don't know if he's got money in that savings account, but I'll tell you right now, it's dwindling. He's borrowing money from the in-laws, from what I hear. He's borrowing money from his in-laws. You didn't hear that from me, okay? But let's just say that savings account is dwindling. I feel bad for him. You know, some of you guys, this might give him a little bit of exposure. Maybe there's people in my chat that have never heard of him and never seen him, and maybe they're going to go look him up and subscribe to his channel. If you like that type of content, I encourage you to go subscribe to his channel, because you will never see me wish on the downfall of another man. So to log into Discord today, or not really log in because you're always logged in, but to log into Discord today and see two grown men, one being in his mid-40s to early 50s, with a ginger faux hawk discussing another grown man, insulting him and talking about his weight to another grown man. What is he worried about my appearance for? Does he want to fuck me? Is that what he wants? Because that ain't happening. That ain't happening. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. I knew, you know, literally over a dozen people probably sent this to me and asked me about it. So, you know, I wanted to get into it. I wanted to discuss it. I wanted to take it head on, because I'm just sick and tired of this type of shit happening, and then me just being like, well, look, I'm just talking about MMA. I don't care about this bullshit. Because then it makes me look like a pussy. It makes me look soft. And it just ain't happening anymore. It just isn't happening. In this specific scenario where you have a direct attack at me, it's like, you know what? I got to respond to this. I got to respond to this. And, you know, that's the full story behind it. So basically, to sum it all up, a guy with a YouTube channel that has been running it for 6, 7, 8 years, 10 years, something along those lines. The channel's failing. He lashes out at me because his home life is miserable. He doesn't have the income that he would like, and he's an embarrassment to his family. He's borrowing money from his in-laws per sources, and he's taking it out on other grown men and insulting their appearances just because he has nothing else of substance to attack. You know, I may have made a little jabs at appearance in this whole spiel here, but guess what? I can also attack it on the facts. We broke it down from start to finish. I don't know what more you guys want from me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It won't be happening much, because I just, you know, this is the end of it for me. This is the end of it. You know, Herb Dean was thinking about jumping in a couple times, and then he stopped, and then he's like, you know what? And then Keith Peterson's in his ear like, no, don't stop it yet, bro. Don't stop it yet. Finally, Herb Dean's waving it off. Herb Dean's waving it off. He's like, nah, this is done for. He's done for, you know. This was the CB Dalloway stoppage from a couple years ago against the Russian. So if he wants to talk shit about me, he wants to go on these little spiels about me, that's the end of it. The truth is out there. I've given my opinion. I'm not some soft, you know, bitch that can be pushed around. I'm not scared of any grown man online. I'm not scared of any grown man in person. And you got to put the facts out there. Otherwise, you got people saying, oh, dude, you're going to let people bitch you like this? You're going to let them say, and I know they want to stir up drama to begin with, but I'm just not having it. I'm just absolutely not having it. Guys, do me a favor. If you enjoy this stream, this is a legendary stream tonight. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. One day, I hope to maybe be able to support my family off of this. Right now, I don't have to worry about YouTube. I do this for my own pleasure. In my free time, I make video content. I stream for you guys. I don't have to worry about the income. So it's not stressing me out that I don't make that much money from YouTube. I'm not worried. I'm not biting my fingernails. I'm not staying up at night like, 45 live viewers. Oh my God, we got 75,000 subscribers. 45 viewers. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh my God. You know, that's not me. I get on here when I can because I love it. Because I love this sport. Because I love discussing different aspects of MMA, breaking down fights, discussing certain narratives and storylines, and how the MMA media is full of a bunch of clowns. And apparently MMA YouTube's full of a bunch of clowns too, you know. But luckily, At this rate, he's 50 years old. How long until he quits? I mean, if he can keep it trucking along, for maybe 15 years, he can tap into retirement. I don't know if he's had a previous job, so maybe he can tap into retirement. I don't know. But honestly, I want you guys to know this. I'm not saying this to be sarcastic. I'm not saying this as some type of got you moment. I genuinely mean this from my heart, okay? From my heart, I genuinely mean this. I wish him success. I hope that he finds success. I hope that he finds what he's looking for. Because from what I see right now, from a psychological standpoint, I see a ticking time bomb. I see a grown man who's on the edge of a mental breakdown. I see a grown man who's worrying about how he's going to support his family. And no matter what, if I like him, dislike him, I don't know him, I do not wish that on anyone. So I hope he finds the success he's looking for. Maybe he starts up in another niche. I don't know. Maybe, he can do something with the 1980s because that's what his stream looks like. But outside of that, that's the whole story, guys. I hope you appreciate the whole story. I'm not going to spend my time anymore worrying about clowns, okay? I'm here to cover MMA. I'm here to discuss MMA. I don't give a fuck what this guy thinks or that guy thinks. I don't give a fuck what, this guy said about you online. You think I care? If you guys knew what I did, day to day, all this different stuff I got going in my life, I don't think about any of this. I got too much shit on my mind to begin with, okay? I take care of too many people to worry about what's going on in some 50-year-old stream where he looks like he's living in 1977. I got too much going on for that. So I'm not thinking about it anymore. I don't care. I'm not upset about it. I'm not sensitive. I'm sure right now his blood's boiling because if somebody sends this to him, I already must have struck a nerve considering I've talked to him twice, and all of a sudden he's bringing me up, unsolicited. I know it's already struck a chord. So hopefully this is the end of it. He can just let it die. Maybe he can go on his next stream and, when he's got his 35 viewers in there, he can be like, yeah, that guy's a fat ass. You see how fat ass that guy is? Yeah, this fat ass guy, if you guys were in prison and you guys were cellmates, he would make you his bitch. Yep. So maybe he lets it die. Maybe he brings it up. I've killed it. I'm done with it. I don't care about it anymore. I'm going to go on my merry way discussing MMA in a easy to understand way where we're actually covering the facts and we're not just using salacious headlines and talking in circles for 15 seconds. We're not live streaming for 2 hours with shit graphics from 1995 and, talking about bullshit. I don't even know what he talks about. I'm sure there's not an intellectual statement that comes out of that guy's mouth. I'm assuming from what I've heard so far. But I wish him the best. I wish him nothing but success. I hope he reboots his YouTube channel. I hope he finds success. I hope he supports his family. I wish his family nothing but the best. And I have nothing. I know his wife's technically part of that channel. I have nothing against her. I have nothing bad to say about her. I'm not going to ever go out of my way to insult somebody who's never said a negative thing about me. At the end of the day, this is what I'll end it on. If I was driving down the road tomorrow in a thunderstorm and I saw him on the side of the road with a flat tire, I would stop and help him change it. Let me put it that way. That's the way I feel. But I'm not just going to sit here while he goes on somebody who's considered a friend of mine and talk shit and just not react while people say, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I just can't let that slide, okay? I'm not going to let it slide. It's the end of it. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it for a little bit longer. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. And that's the end of it, guys. So where are we at here? Bitsy, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. Joey ripped a new one on a grown man. I guess so. I don't even know what the messages said anymore, boys. I don't even know. I just wanted to cover it all. Just how I am. I like to cover things from a fact, based perspective. I don't like to just make up fake shit and insult people's appearances. I like to cover things in an easy to understand way based on the actual facts and not just make up shit. Okay, let me read some of these donations. Taj, thank you for the $2 dono. V-Fits, thank you for the $10 Canadian. This is for the real ones. Always stays true to you as always. I will always. This will be me if I have 100,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, or never gain another subscriber. This will be me. Thank you, V-Fits, for another $10 Canadian. Put this towards a meth tattoo. Yeah, I'll have to buy some crystal meth first, and then I'll pay them with the crystal meth, and then I'll have the tattoo done. Sobro, thank you for the $6.99 Canadian Slay. Thank you. I don't know what that means, but all right. And Bitsy again, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. All right, guys, if I missed any of your messages, feel free to send them in the chat. There's no way I can catch up on everything, but just let me know what you're saying in the chat right now, and I'll try to read it. I'm not going to scroll back up for 20 minutes and discuss it too much. But yeah, that's the story. 10-7 Joey in the first round. Referee Marisaki calls a halt to this contest. Okay. His tats look like an extra sketch. Okay, all right, cool. He doesn't even talk about MMA or his chat. The streams are all over the place. His channel's dead. Okay. Doesn't put any effort into their content whatsoever. Okay. I mean, look, I'm being dead serious. I don't know what type of mental disability you would have to enjoy the MMA holds content, you know? I presume he probably took advantage of a lot of the incels in the MMA community, and he used his wife to attract those incels, and that is why he even has remotely the amount of subscribers he has now. But to be honest, he would have been nice to me. I'd have gave him any advice he could ever wanted. Anything, you know, not that I'm saying I know everything, but I'm just saying I could have given him any advice, anything he would have wanted any advice on. Hey, man, what do you think about this? You know, I don't care that he makes shit content. I would have been nice to the guy. I'm nice to everyone, you know? Don't let James slide. Don't let him off easy. We talked about James from the get-go, Twizzy, dude. We talked about James from the get-go. You can go back and rewind it, dude. You know, he was put in a bad spot, and, you know, for lack of a better word, he acted like a pussy about it. You know? There's nothing more I can say about it. I mean, what more do you want me to say? You want me to attack him? He's put in a bad spot. He doesn't have the personality to say, hey, man, shut the fuck up, like I do, you know? What channel did you go on? I generally don't know. You don't want to know, buddy. Ask the chat. So, ask the chat. Oh my God. By the way, I'll tell you right now, MMA Prodigy's a little bitch too. Look, I got eyes everywhere, Prodigy. I got eyes everywhere, okay? Who went after Lucas then you? Who are you talking about? I don't even know what you mean. Will Volk dominate until he falls out of his prime? I think he's just too unbeatable. Father Time has taken him out. I think he's going to be unbeatable until Father Time catches up with him. I think Father Time is going to catch up with him. MMA hole lickers? Yeah. Geez, go off on MMA Guru next. MMA Guru has never really directly attacked me. People have sent certain things of like him making subtle jabs. But, I mean, I guess that's just his troll nature. He's not like going on someone else's channel like, yeah, fuck this fat ass. You know, it is what it is. You know, I think what it is deep down, from what I gathered from the stream earlier, it seemed like what's his name? The way he was like kind of the MMA holes was like, yeah, I don't have a problem with Guru. I just don't like that fat ass Joe. It looks like he was sucking off Guru a little bit. So maybe they're best friends. I don't know. But either way, he can come after me. We'll talk about it on next stream. You know. Let's see. Hold on. In no universe should Guru be calling someone fat. I'm not gonna sit here and start insulting other people. I covered it from what I wanted to talk about. I covered what I wanted to discuss. If you guys have any other questions about it, ask about it now. This is the last stream we're discussing it, really. I listened to it and was surprised James acted that way. Look, I'm telling you guys, I like James. I think he's a nice guy. He was put in a bad situation, and he doesn't have the ability to be like, look, dude, shut the fuck up. So, what are you talking about? I didn't say nothing about Lucas. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, Prodigy's constantly trying to stir up shit. He's working towards a ban. And it's honestly embarrassing. But I wanted to cover that once and for all. What did you do? You know what you did. Your parents told me what you did. What you went on your phone and did during this stream and tried to stir up more drama. What did you do? What did you do while you were watching this stream? Don't think I don't have eyes everywhere, all right? Don't think I don't have eyes everywhere, you little bitch. You're lucky I don't go off on you next, dude. But you'd love the attention. So, what did you guys think of this stream? What did you guys think? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look, I'm just not going to have anybody attempt to, discredit me and insult me and act like they're bitching me, I ain't having that, I told him you were going off on him, but I wasn't going off on him. I wasn't going off on him. Dude, you're adding salacious headlines to something that's not. Never heard of him. I've never heard of the MMA holes until now. Consider yourself lucky, buddy. Consider yourself lucky. Joey, you shouldn't advertise yourself as family friendly if you're going to swear fuck you. Just got here. Who are you going after? Yeah, Prodigy's a troublemaker. He's looking for clout, dude. He's looking for clout because he doesn't think his channel's growing fast enough. I've been nothing but nice to him. And he's just intentionally trying to do that shit. So we're just going to ignore him now. I didn't know. I don't know, Lucas. I didn't see it. Somebody sent me the clips of him talking about me. And maybe he did. But dude's just a jealous bitch. That's what he is. At the end of the day, he's just a jealous bitch, But I don't care who it is. Look, I don't care who it is. My problem with anything is, and I've told you this multiple times, guys. My problem isn't anything anyone says about me. It's the perception that somebody has some type of, I don't know, puts me into some type of fear state or intimidates me somehow. And I'm unwilling to respond out of fear. That's what I don't like. So the fact that everyone's like, oh, did you see this? Normally nobody sees him because nobody watches him, But in this case, we had that stream. A lot of people, I guess a few people were watching who watched me and were filling me in. Now, I've heard Guru say multiple times he likes your channel. Either way, just body them, bro. Keep doing your thing. You keep it 100. Yeah, I'm going to keep it 100. Always. I'm going to always keep it 100, even though I hate that expression. Thank you for the $5, Sebastian. Look, I'm going to continue to do what I want to do, If I want to do live streams every night and have 1975 graphics, that's what I'll do. And I've run a failing channel making no income. If I want to grow a channel, I'll put high quality video out with high quality takes and high quality information, which is easy to understand and where I'm not talking in circles for 20 minutes. And I'm going to just keep being myself, because I'm not sitting here. Because he said on there, and I don't know if he was talking about me or talking about someone else. He said a lot of these guys play characters and they're not who they are in real life. Well, that's true, but that's not me. I'm who I am. Who you guys see on this stream is exactly who I am in real life. So, as a long-time MMA Joey supporter, this was so good. Benji, you've been watching for a long time. Have I not always been the same? You go back to my early streams where I got 10 subscribers. I'm exactly the same. I talk the same way. I act the same way. Alexa, set temperature to 64 degrees. It's getting hot in here, boys. 64. It's getting hot in here, boys. I got to cut down the AC. Got to get it running. It's 68 in my house, but I'm still feeling a bit warm. I guess that's what happens when you just eviscerate somebody, But I'm sure he's watching, clutching his pearls, maybe thinking about going on an Elliot Rodger type spree. I got a Nest thermostat. But thank you, Sebastian, for the $4.99. I really do appreciate your guys' support. Thank you for the $1.99, John O. I appreciate you. You talking about Luke Thomas? No. But one thing I did notice in that stream also is around the same time they were talking about me, they were talking shit about a bunch of other people, and it was just clown shit. It was just straight up clown shit. Joe, Alexa listens to everything you say regardless of whether it's on or not? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They're going to... Oh, no. She's going to call the fire department and let her know. Oh, my God. Okay, fire department, get over here. Joey just absolutely destroyed the MMA holes. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck. I can turn on all my lights. I can set my temperature. I can turn on all my streaming stuff. Alexa, turn off streaming. Boom. Alexa, turn on streaming. Oh, now it's not. I better say it's not turn on. I can do anything I want. It's super convenient. It's super easy. And what's she gonna find a crime? What's she gonna get me for a crime? I don't care. Yeah, I can turn on my bathtub. I can turn on my my hot tub and break out my Luscious V. So, yeah. I don't care. You know, people say that dumb shit all the time. You know that I'm not even gonna say her name because she's gonna pick up. You know that Amazon speaker listens to everything you say. You know your dumbass phone that you walk around in your fucking pocket all day listens to every word you say, right? So, Holes would never have this. I don't even know what to mean. Then go watch them, bitch. Go watch them. You know, he couldn't afford that. He couldn't afford to handle that, you know? Right now, he's broke. He's borrowing money from his in-laws. He's got a bad credit score. And that's it. Go check the Discord if you're in the Discord. I need to know, guys. Go answer the question I just sent on Discord. And thank you guys. I know there's a lot of people trying to stir up certain shit and saying, oh, this guy's going to talk. I know that's what's going to happen next. People are going to be, oh, this guy's... Now everyone's going to send me shit. But, you know, this is it. I'm talking about MMA. This is it. And I don't enjoy doing this. I don't enjoy doing this at all. I don't. I really don't. But for some reason, just when I think I'm out, people keep pulling me back in. People keep pulling me back in. They wanted it. Do. Dude, I just showed you guys what the clown did. Yeah, dude's got a bad credit score. He's driving on 4 spare tires, but I wish him the best. I wish him the best. People love drama. I don't care for drama, but I'm here, man. But enough is enough. Take the high road. Legendary stream. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're buying. It didn't appear they were buying views to me because they had none. Because they basically had none. All right, that was up for enough. If you were there, you were there. You saw it, you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it in Discord. I only wanted to put it up for a little while. I don't know who's lurking around the corner. You never know. I remember actually dissed James Lynch because he collabed with you. Well, I know he's talked shit about him. It's funny. Everyone's going to be like, oh, shit. We gotta encourage some other shit because Joey going off on people's hilarious. Nah. Dude's a clown. Look, if you guys enjoyed the stream tonight and you want to send some donations so I don't end up like the MMA holes, I would like to make more than a couple $100 this month on YouTube. Feel free. Feel free. All right, that's enough. MMA joke. MMA Joey. I was going to say MMA jokes. MMA questions? Any MMA questions now? We've gone for an hour and 13 minutes. But yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about, this is going to be the end of it tonight. This is the end of it. And, hold on 1 second. Also, Patty, link your Discord to your YouTube account because we have an exclusive tab for current YouTube members. So link it up. You getting Wingstop for dinner after all that? Talking about everyone because his channel stalled? Exactly. He wants the attention, and that's why I rarely try to give the attention. Like Prodigy tries to throw his little jabs in the chat, tries to get me started because he wants me to put attention on his channel, you know? Best MMA outlet? None. Absolutely none. How do I link accounts? Forgot. Connections. Connections of some sort. Ask Sobro in Discord. Ask Sobro. And one other thing to mention. James was like, I can mediate the two of you. I can bring you guys together, and I think you would like him. And again, I think James is a good person. Okay, I just think he's a little bit soft, and that would never happen. First off, I would eviscerate them on a stream, and what would happen is I'd be calm, cool, and collected, speaking facts, and they'd be screaming, insults the whole time, and it wouldn't get anywhere. It wouldn't achieve anything. It wouldn't garner any views because honestly, they're the last people I would ever have on my channel. They're the last people I would ever go on a channel with because they're negative views essentially. Yeah, Holes is eating poverty pizza. Maybe I'll send him a Pizza Hut gift card. So, I'll have to send him a Pizza Hut gift card. If you next time they're streaming, if you guys want to go send him a couple donos, say, look, Joey said you were living in poverty, so I'm going to go post that in the members exclusive. I don't want that getting out anywhere else. Go check the members exclusive tab. So you guys can see. Calling other YouTubers soft when 5 minutes ago you literally begged for donations. Dude, you're a fucking clown. If you think that's what I was doing. I was making a joke. But I'm glad we can see MMA Holes has a burner account called Eagle Scout. Fucking clown. I actually like James before this. Don't like his ways of playing both sides. Dude, I'm not encouraging anyone to hate on James. I don't want anyone to hate on James. I don't want anyone to dislike James. I don't want anyone to not support James. I'm just giving my opinion on it. So, it is what it is. I love when people keeping it real. Keep it real. Don't want to kick it with Holmes and his boys. I'd rather kick it with Clay Guida and his boys. I'd rather kick it with Guida and his boys. Who wins and why? Ilia versus Max? I'd probably pick Max. I think Max would win on volume. Yeah, you're not banned. Just get on your main account if you want to talk shit. I won't ban you. Joey, this stream tarnished your legacy? Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I am a part of the independent MMA media landscape, and I don't give a fuck. Look, I don't want you guys just trashing James in the stream, okay? Look, I'm not... I just didn't like the way it was handled. That's it. I'm not going to sit here and act like, he did the worst thing ever. I just think it's a little embarrassing. To have somebody that insulted you come on your stream, you rim job them, and then they insult someone who's considers you a friend. It's just some bullshit. Anyway, boys. How are we an hour and 20 minutes into the stream? It flew by. I guess time flies when you're talking about clowns. I guess that's the way it goes, huh? I'm taking a look at something real quick. What happened to you, Joe? You seem very angry. I'm not angry at all. Oh yeah, I'm heated, bro. I'm so heated. I'll tell you this. I don't think you guys ever have seen me genuinely angry. Nah, maybe fence grabbing. Maybe fence grabbing. Maybe bad decision. You maybe have. Maybe have. It's funny because all of a sudden, let me go check something real quick. All of a sudden, we've jumped up like 10 subscribers, and then we got a bunch of clowns in the chat. But yeah, GOAT. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I mean, do you think these randoms are gonna bother me one bit? I'll time them out or ban them. I don't care. I don't ever need to see them again. You know what, Davis? You're just a weirdo. You're an absolute weirdo. You're an absolute weirdo, bro. I'm a degenerate. Yeah, I'm a degenerate. That next message is the funniest message I've ever read. But yeah, it's been a good stream. I'm happy to kind of react to that after a few people send it to me. And, you know, just to act as if I'm going to let somebody attempt to body me like that and just shit on me like that. It's just kind of soft, you know? It's just kind of soft to allow that to happen. But anyway, has there been any MMA news today? This week has been dead as hell. Holly Holm doesn't see Ronda ever return. Who cares? Yeah, Zaglas Zumagulov finally cut from the roster. Finally cut from the roster. Finally cut. I just seen that he's cut. All this news, I mean, these websites are horrible. But Francis really fumbled the bag, boys. He really fumbled the bag. I can't believe that. That's hard to believe what a bag fumble he did. It's hard to believe what a bag fumble that he did. Deserve more views, Joey? Hey, man. I'm still growing. I'm only 2 years in. Do you think Francis will fight in PFL after the Fury fight? Yes, he will fight in the PFL after the Fury fight, I believe. Francis Dunn did fumble the bag. Dude, imagine being one of those clowns that just kept regurgitating that when there was no information. There was no information. Everyone's like, hey, he fumbled. He really fucked up. He really messed up. You got Bueno Silva right? No, I do not have Bueno Silva. Absolutely not. She could win, but it's doubtful. It's very, very doubtful. Are you not cool with James anymore? I'm cool with James. I'm cool with James. There's nothing I said in this stream I wouldn't say to him on stream. You know? I mean, if he takes offense, I don't think he'll take that much offense to it. He'll understand. You know? If he gets mad at me, but he doesn't get mad at the MMA holes, then we got a problem. Yeah, James would mog me in real life. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That is a good one. Maybe he would. But anyway, I do think Francis fights in PFL after the Fury fight. I think that you could also see him. There's a slight chance he could be back in the UFC. Very doubtful. But let's say he KOs Fury and then just KOs a couple bombers in PFL, fights out his contract. The UFC, Dana White is like, oh, you know what? This guy's a massive star. Let me sign him up. Hello, Joey from the 603 New Hampshire, I think. Thank you. What's going on? I don't know about bags being fumbled, but it sucks. We'll probably never get to see Francis John. Agreed. UFC fumbled the bag. That's what everyone needs to start saying. I'm kidding about it. He didn't fumble the bag. I'm only being sarcastic. Francis versus Fury. Who do you got? I don't really watch boxing. I've seen like one Tyson Fury match. But I think I'm of the belief it's two different sports, so therefore they're competing in Tyson's sport. I would pick Tyson. If it was an MMA fight, I'd pick Francis. Who'd be the next double champ? Nobody. Nobody. Oh shit! I accidentally changed. Hold on. Who do you think? When do you think Leon versus Colby happens? In October. I think it happens at UFC 294. Why would you fight bums for millions? Smart. Why wouldn't you fight bums for millions? That's exactly my stance from the get-go. Remember when they used to talk about Canelo versus Kamaru? It all has to do with the UFC pay structure. Kobe refused to fight in Abu Dhabi. We'll see if he gets his way. We'll see if he gets his way. I think it's either 294 or 295. I think it's going to be 294. If Francis wins, UFC won't be able to afford him. Yeah, because they're cheap. Because they are cheap. That's pretty much it. They could have made this fight happen. They had ample time. I'm trying to look at something real quick. Okay. That's irrelevant. Francis versus Sergey. Who wins? Francis. I think Francis beats Sergey Pavlovich. Because you care about legacy. What legacy is there in the UFC? Outside of John Jones, there's nothing. So he's got plenty of legacy set as he's the guy that took on the UFC and won. He's got a better legacy now than if he beat John Jones, in my opinion. No matter what happens from here on out. Usman is still the second greatest welterweight? Yes. 100%. 100%. I am bringing the belt to Africa. We'll see. I think Fury the second greatest heavyweight behind Rocky Marciano. Fair enough. I don't watch boxing enough to know. Joe, do you think 170 pounds moves very slowly as both Leon and Colby are... Yeah, dude, the division's ruined. Usman losing was the worst thing that ever happened to the division. Because at least he was active. And at least he would fight guys and wasn't like demanding, easy fights. Either Colby fights in Abu Dhabi or the undercard of Jones. Yeah, the reason I don't think he fights on the undercard of Jones, I don't think the UFC is going to want to pay Leon pay-per-view points for that card. Because Leon's going to get pay-per-view points. And I just don't think... I just don't think he's going to... the UFC is going to want to pay him that. Well, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I got a million tabs open right now. Let me access some of these from other questions from earlier. Usman was extremely active. Exactly. It sucks, dude. I don't even like Usman, but it sucks not having him as champ because what would have happened is had he won, maybe Chimaev makes weight in an alternate universe, beats Nate, and gets a title shot. Usman would have definitely fought by now. McGregor severely underpaid in his UFC career. Yes, agreed. I've said that for a while. Conor McGregor's probably the most underpaid fighter on the entire roster. Most underpaid fighter on the entire roster. In my opinion. Because of how much money he generates compared to what the UFC actually pays him. So, I mean, he was generating hundreds of millions of dollars. He's getting paid like 10. Ridiculous. So, a lot of people don't realize that. Oh, Conor who's a superstar, made out all this money. He's probably the most underpaid fighter in the entire UFC of all time. Because of the money that he brought in, the money that he drawed in. Meanwhile, people saying Colby's a draw. He doesn't even get pay-per-view points. Ew. Colby won't... I think if Colby wins, I don't even know if he fights again. I don't know if he fights again. Leon wants to fight in Dubai. Yeah, and rightfully so. He should get a choice in it. More than a guy who sat out for a year and a half. More than a guy who's sat out for a year and a half. But again, I'm looking at Discord right now. You guys, we have an exclusive tab for current members. So just the only way to know you're a current member is to link your YouTube account with your Discord, and you get access to the exclusive tab. We have way more than 13 current members. We have way more than that, and we got 13 members in the exclusive tab. So just a reminder, if you're watching this, because if you're a member, you're probably watching the streams. make sure to go link them. It's not hard to link them. If you have a problem with it, tag Sobro. Sobro in the Discord knows everything about Discord. So he'll tell you how to do it. You go to connections somewhere and log into your YouTube. I don't know how. Look, I'm going to tag Sobro. Sobro, explain to these guys how to link Discord to YouTube. I just tagged him in the channel updates tab. So there you go. Sat out was hurt. Sat out. I'm already a member in the Discord. Make sure you. What's your name? What's your name in the Discord? Make sure you link your Discord to your YouTube account. I think you go to your profile down the bottom. Maybe hit that. You go to user settings and you go to connections. You go to user settings and then connections, I believe. But Sobro will send you like a screenshot of it. There he did. He just did it as I'm saying it. Joey, who's a better draw, Bilal or Colby? As terms of selling pay-per-views, Colby is the bigger draw. But neither one of them is an actual draw, and Colby is not substantially a bigger draw than Bilal. So what I'm saying is, Leon versus Bilal or Leon versus Colby, the pay-per-view buys aren't significantly that different. You know, it's not like Colby's doing 1 million where Bilal's doing 200,000. It's more like Bilal does 250 and maybe Leon Colby does 350. So it's not like the substantial number that people act as if it is. But Colby's definitely selling more pay-per-views. So that's the gist of it. 350, aha. What are you laughing about? You're saying that that's not true? Well, guess what? I have evidence to back that up. Who's a bigger draw? Answer in the chat. Answer in the chat, Strickland. Who's a bigger draw, Colby or Jorge Masvidal? Answer that in the chat. Aaron will not beat Talia. We'll see. I think Aaron does beat Talia. Do you think Chimaev versus Cannonier happening after the coach leak? I don't know. Answer the question. Masvidal's a bigger draw, right? Jorge's definitely a bigger draw. Masvidal versus Jorge, or Jorge Masvidal versus Colby did under 400,000 pay-per-view buys. Did under 400,000 pay-per-view buys. That's from a legit source. I'm not just making that up. That's from the Las Vegas Sports Business Review Journal or some shit like that. That UFC 272 did under 400K pay-per-view buys. So let's call it 350. Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling did roughly 250 to 300. So if Henry Cejudo, Aljamain Sterling is doing roughly 250 at the bare minimum, I would say Leon versus Bilal is doing more than 250 at least. I would say it would do at least 300. So there, in that case, we're talking 50K pay-per-view buys. So there you go. That's fact-based, you know. That's fact-based right there. That's because they fought in Dusty, New Jersey. No, they didn't. They fought in Las Vegas. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? And what does the place have to do with anything? Yeah, they fought in T-Mobile Arena. So stop making excuses. If Val loses, what's next? Move to 135 immediately. Please do some collab. What? You delete your thing. UFC 280 was stacked. Islam Oliveira, how did it do? It didn't do that well. But it's because it was on in the afternoon. That's why. So the reason the UFC didn't care and the reason the UFC did a stacked card there is because the Abu Dhabi government paid them millions of dollars for the lack of pay-per-view sales that they would do. Oh, I was talking about Masvidal versus Colby didn't fight in New Jersey. Or Cejudo versus Aljo. I'm sorry, I said the wrong names. My point is, Cejudo and Aljo sell roughly the same amount, if not less, than Leon versus Bilal, in my opinion. That was my point. Usman versus Colby 2 did 700K buys. Yeah, Usman's the main draw there. Usman versus Jorge did like 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. Okay? So if Usman versus Masvidal did 1.5, then you take Colby versus Masvidal and you look at it at 350, that's 650. That's crazy. Usman versus Masvidal did over 1 million buys more than Colby versus Masvidal. So that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not saying Usman's going to continue to be a draw, but Usman was the bigger draw in the Colby fight, and it was a stacked card. They did 700K pay-per-view buys. So everything I've said is clear and easy to understand. So if you can't comprehend it, then I can't help you. There is legitimate evidence to prove that Colby is not a significant draw. Usman versus Masvidal 2 did 500K, and Usman versus Colby did 700K. Those are facts. First off, I'm not even sure that those are facts. UFC 261. I don't even think 261. 261 did over 700,000 pay-per-view buys. So you're a bitch for that. You just made up lies then. Yeah. So those are facts, buddy boy. And either way, Colby versus Jorge did under 400,000 pay-per-view buys. That's not a draw to me. Also, when Colby was fighting Jorge, he didn't even get pay-per-view points. So, yeah, the UFC doesn't give draws pay-per-view points now. So the UFC doesn't think he's a draw, apparently. Either way, you guys are missing the point. The point is he's not a substantial draw. So stop acting like he's a Conor McGregor, John Jones-esque Israel Adesanya draw. He's not. So, there you go. Usman really needs to be fighting pay-per-view even without a belt. I agree. I agree. I mean, think about that. Think about that. To do that level of pay-per-view buys against Jorge Masvidal, who's a bigger draw than you. You can't use the first fight numbers and not mention the second. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, I can. Yes, I can use the first fight numbers and not use the second. Either way, the second Usman versus Masvidal fight did almost double what Colby Masvidal did. So Usman doubled the number of pay-per-view buys that Colby did. Okay? Who's the bigger draw, Colby or Ferguson? Right now, Colby for sure. Maybe Ferguson back in the day, but right now, Colby. Crazy to have Leon versus Colby in a co-main under Islam. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to end up being co-main on the October card. The rematch. Dude, you brought up those fights. I don't care about those fights. My point is, Colby versus Jorge, the most recent Colby fight, the last Colby fight, did under 400,000 pay-per-view buys. End of story. That's it. You started bringing up the other numbers. I didn't bring up the other numbers to support my argument. So, the Poirier Gaethje are bigger draw than Colby. Agreed 100%. I think it will get pushed back. What will? Jorge had all that hype, one loss, all gone. Maybe. 272 was garbage card except for the main event. That's also true. But we're talking about Colby's drawing power here. We're talking about his drawing power. So that's the perfect event to look at. You know? You guys are literally arguing semantics. All I'm saying is that he's not a significant draw. He does not draw in that many more viewers than other non-draws. That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to end up being Volkanovski versus Islam. At the end of the day, I think it's going to end up being Volkanovski versus Islam. Or it might be the Armin rematch. I think the UFC doesn't care who it is. They just want to get Islam on that card. A draw doesn't do below 500K pies versus Masvidal. Exactly. I don't consider him a draw, but I'm just saying, you know, if you want to say a draw sells any pay-per-view buys, if that's the definition of draw now. A draw used to be John Jones, John Jones, Adesanya, GSP, not Colby. You know? Islam's a bigger draw than Colby. But either way, I don't care that much about it. The point is, I can support it with evidence, and that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to seem obsessed with it, because I really don't care. My point remains, and it's based by facts. They're giving it to Colby because Belal is the most unpopular contender ever. That may very well be true. I never said anything opposite of that. I know exactly why. Islam versus Chandler, I'm sure that'd be crazy. That'd be craziness. Strickland's the main event of the Apex. Yeah, he's the headliner of the Apex. He's the Apex drawer. Belal had 12 viewers in his stream. Guess he's the exact same as MMA Holes, I guess. I thought we were done with that. Yeah, we should have been. We should have been. I don't know how. I generally don't know how time is going by so fast. How'd you pick Abus? I thought he was the far better striker, and he proved that in the first round. I took a chance on him and his cardio to get it done, and I was wrong. Same way I picked Alex Pereira. You know, Alex Pereira had a highly competitive fight with Bruno Silva, who's literally a bum. So, I have no problem with that. I don't have any emotional attachment to Abus Magomedov. You're a dumbass. How many pay-per-views does 294 do? It does not do well because it'll be an afternoon event. The government is paying them to put on the card, so they don't care about the pay-per-view buys. Ian Pereira also finished the second best middleweight of all time. What do you mean? Not before the Strickland fight. So I don't understand what does that have anything to do with anything. My point is I picked Alex Pereira to KO. I picked Alex Pereira to KO Strickland. Alex Pereira had proven nothing in MMA. He had a competitive fight with Bruno Silva, and he lost a round against Andreas Michailidis. So picking Alex Pereira is essentially on the same level of picking Abus Magomedov. I don't care if you want to bring in the kickboxing. The kickboxing doesn't matter. It's a different sport. Anyone who thought Strickland was going to win, they were going to say, oh, Strickland's going to grapple him. So Adesanya versus Pereira 2 is like the GSP Matt Serra moment. We want to see the third fight, but UFC isn't keen on making it. Do people really want to see it? Do people really want to see it? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it in the future, but not right now. Oh, Abus definitely has a padded record. I said that in my prediction video. I just said I was taking the chance on that because I thought Strickland just wades in like this. I could see him getting clipped. Same analysis I had for the Alex Pereira fight. I bet Alex versus Izzy 3 draws more, of course, than Colby, of course. Alex, Izzy literally versus me at heavyweight draws more than Colby versus anyone. Look at Gohan Saki. He was a kickboxer and he did terrible. Exactly, dude. People were high on him too coming in. Yeah. People like to say it's the social media things. Oh, it's the social media. Social media. We're already 2 hours into the stream. What the hell is going on, boys? Do you think Patty's a draw? Impossible to know right now. He's definitely popular, but does that translate to pay-per-view sales? Early Poirier versus Gaethje prediction. I'm going Dustin Poirier. I just think he's a little bit more technical. I think he's going to mix in the grappling, and I think he has way better jiu-jitsu. Colby's not a top 5 name in the sport, dude. Colby is not a top. Let me actually check. Let me check. John Jones, probably the biggest name in the sport right now. I guess you count Conor McGregor, so he's probably the actual biggest name. Then John Jones, then Israel Adesanya. After that, there's not really anyone I would consider a real big draw. I mean, I think Islam does decent. I think Charles does decent. Yeah, so I mean, maybe top 10. But I think Charles is a way bigger draw than Colby. I'm not even talking about it anymore, dude. I don't care about Colby anymore. I've proven my point. Why do people think free YouTube views for Colby equals pay-per-views? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, he gets 100,000 free YouTube views. That means he's going to get 1 million pay-per-view buys. Doesn't make any sense. What's with all the Colby beef? It's because he's a Trump supporter. When have I ever even said that? I don't give a fuck who he supports. I don't even pay attention to that dumb shit. So, if me using facts to debunk a claim is some type of political bias, then you're a fucking clown. I'd put Sean over Colby. Yeah, I'd put Sean over Colby too. Hamzat as well is a bigger draw than Colby. Yeah, I couldn't think of everyone offhand, but you got Jones, Adesanya, Hamzat, Islam, Charles. I think Dustin. I think even Yuri would be a bigger draw. You know, it's maybe he's top 10. Cowboy Usman and many popular fighters support Trump. Stop making it political with Colby. Yeah, I don't even pay. What do you think? I pay attention to these guys' political leanings? Gaethje, Oliveira. Stipe's a bigger draw than Colby. Yeah, and he's been fighting with the fire. He's been answering phones at the fire department and fighting fires for the last 3 years. Whaley's more popular, probably. I don't know about that one, but maybe. Yeah, I don't think Volk's a draw. But the point is, I think Volk and Colby's pay-per-view numbers would be on the same wavelength. Do we know what UFC 273 did? We don't know. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know what 273 did. Francis is definitely a bigger draw. For sure. For sure. What language does Stipe speak? Boomhauer from King of the Hill. From what I've seen, 273 did 400K. It did not do 400K. 274 did 400K. And that was the highest selling pay-per-view up until that point. So we know UFC 270 through 273 did under 400K. Colby 294 and Francis Fury isn't even on the same day. I have no idea what the buys are going to do. Names bigger than Colby: Jones, McGregor, Izzy, Francis, Islam, Volk, Charles, Gaethje, Chimaev, O'Malley, Poirier, Yuri, Leon, Usman, Stipe, and arguably Chandler. Leon's questionable, but the other ones I pretty much agree with. So there you go. Hamzat wasn't as big of a draw at 273. But yeah, I agree that could have something to do with it. Yeah, I don't know about Leon. Anyway, next question, boys. Next question. Moving on to the next question. We'll move right on. The Korean Zombie is more popular than Colby. I don't know about that one. People say Khabib fans play victim. Colby fans are on the same level. That is true. Is Colby even top 5 in USA, his country? I don't know, dude. That's putting too much thought into it. I don't really care all that much. I don't really care all that much. It's weird how it's only 11 p.m. Yeah, Elwood Dalton's definitely a bigger draw. If you guys could all do me a favor and like the stream. If you guys could all do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Bro, I gotta send this. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm dying, dude. I am dying right now, laughing my ass off. I like how the stream just started taking off earlier. This was a good stream, boys. What do you think? Should we members only this stream? Should we members only it? I know there's going to be some people wanting to watch it. There's going to be some comments on this tomorrow, boys. Colby isn't that popular. Even his fans' favorite platform among MMA is 63rd most followed on Instagram. Not even top 100 on Twitter. I don't know. Social media following isn't always indicative on drawing power, but point taken. I just think you can still be a draw without being a social media phenom. Bro, I'm just dying right now. I'm living a good life, boys. I could have a dying channel. I could have a dying channel right now. I could not have any money in the bank. I could be struggling to support my family. But instead, I'm living a good life, boys. I'm living a good life. I got a good community of MMA fans around me. And we had a damn good time today, boys. I don't know how long I'm going to go. It's still early. It's still early. How long should we go today, boys? Today was an interesting stream, Joey. Song Kanan versus Rolando Bedoya announced for UFC Singapore, as well as Junior Tafa versus Parker Porter. Bedoya is actually better than people give him credit for. I'll probably go Bedoya maybe. And then for Junior Tafa versus Parker Porter, I'm going Parker Porter. I think Parker Porter's the GOAT. I would members only this stream when I end it. But I just think that looks like some pussy shit. So I'm not going to members only it. Cause I think that looks like I'm hiding behind my words. I'm not hiding behind my words for anyone. Go for 5 hours. 5 hours for $50. John, you're always trying to tempt me. I would consider 3 hours for that. I would consider 3 hours. What happened to that Strickland guy? I don't know. He's kind of in a weird spot right now. He's kind of in a weird spot. Look, this stream has been really solid. We had a good time earlier. I got some weight off my chest. Got some weight off my chest. Proverbial weight off my chest, I think is how you say it. But really, it's just one of those things. I can't appear to as if I'm getting bitched in the public domain. Ain't happening. Was it a crazy stream? I don't know. Was it? I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that significant. Charles Jourdain versus Ricardo Ramos announced for September 23rd. I like it. That's a good fight. There was another one. Chepe Mariscal versus Jack Jenkins. That's a barn burner. I think Mariscal gets it done. You're going to UFC Nashville? Man, that's awesome. What should be on 294? It'll be Islam versus somebody. Co-main event, Colby versus Leon. I think. So, that's what I'm thinking. It'll end up being. But I don't know. Wade I can't pronounce the last name. Wade, thank you for the $4.99. Love when you called the fire department yesterday and Stipe still won't be back in years. By the way, will Poatan sleep Jan? Great stuff. I actually called the fire department earlier on this stream as well. I also called the fire department earlier on this stream. But, dude, it's the whole Stipe Miocic situation is crazy. Looks like he's gonna be back in November. I still have a question mark there. But as far as Poatan sleeping Jan, it's possible but doubtful. I think Jan sleeps him. He's coming back too soon. Jan's got a grappling advantage. I think Jan's gonna KO Pereira, whether it's on the ground or whether it's on the feet. I think Pereira gets finished. I think his chin is done, unless maybe, just maybe, he's completely rejuvenated. JDM being moved to co-main is great. I mentioned it in my prediction video. I said, look, this fight isn't on the co-main, but I believe it will be the co-main. So I'm putting it as the co-main in my prediction video. And I was correct. You can go back and watch it. I knew it had to be co-main. Thank you, Wade, for the $5, though. I appreciate you, my friend. I really do. I really do. There's no way Leon versus Colby will be main event over Islam. Yeah, there's no way it will be. What if Aljo stops O'Malley? I think he will. He'll probably move up. I hate 170 so much. It was my favorite division for a while. Sick talent, just horrible division. Yeah, nobody wants to fight each other. Nobody wants to fight each other. But I just think Poatan's coming back too soon. Or Potan. I don't even know how you pronounce it. He's come back too soon against a horrible stylistic matchup. Jan has amazing striking. Great at checking leg kicks. Great power in his hands. Legendary Polish power. And he has grappling. He has grappling on top of all that. It's a one tall task for Alex Pereira. I really hope we get Umar versus Merab. I would love that matchup. I think that's what will happen for the vacant belt. If Umar beats, it'll be Umar or Corey versus Merab. I think Dana's so petty he will stack 294 to compete with Francis. Well, 294 is a week prior. So we all know Jones doesn't want that Sergey smoke. I know, it's so annoying. Low-key hope DDP doesn't make a quick turnaround. He's going to, and he's going to get KO'd. But we'll see. He's proven us wrong on countless occasions. So we shall see if he pulls it off yet again. I'm leaning towards Corey. Me too. Those are much funner matchups. Alex should have fight Krylov. Dude, I think Krylov beats him too, but that's a more winnable matchup. Dude, the Rockage fight would have been fun, but I think Rockage would have out-grappled him too. I don't see a Poatan having a lot of success. Dude, people are forgetting how easily out-grappled by Andreas Michailidis. Joe, we already talked about Izzy versus DDP, but what's next for Izzy afterwards? Hamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland, and then by that time, those matchups happen. Maybe rematches happen. Maybe we get a new champion. Then eventually Bo Nickel. The UFC will kind of build him up and then give him the most manageable fight in the top of the middleweight weight class. Where's Rockage? I don't know. He was injured. We haven't got an injury update in a while. I think it's the UFC's fault combined with Hamzat's fault for why he's not fighting. I think it's the visa issue, dude. I wish they would just come out and say it. I wish they would just come out and say it. It's embarrassing. Umar Corey's 50-50. I'd lean Corey in that one. They're going to do Nickel versus Anders at MSG. Apparently, Nickel said he doesn't want to fight the rest of the year. Gregor Gillespie's hiding in witness protection. If UFC 294 is prior, Dana will not let Francis overshadow it, okay? So he's going to move the whole event. You think Aspinall is 100%? I would assume. Gregor has been missing since 2021. I know Gregor. I don't think Gregor Gillespie ever fights again. I'm going to be honest. I think, I don't think he ever fights again. I think he's on to bigger and better things. I think he's on to bigger and better things. He's having fun with his life. He obviously isn't worried about the money of fighting. So he was calling out the dead corpse of Tony Ferguson for a while. And yeah, I don't think he's coming back. The UFC probably would give him a horrible matchup stylistically. Next for Izzy is clear. Sean Strickland, winner of Costa versus Ikram. 3, winner of Chimaev, Cannonier. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple matchups for him. Did you go deep into the Dricus Izzy situation early on stream? No, but I have a video on it. Yeah, it's extreme fan bases latching onto it. You know, there's a bunch of clowns latching onto the Izzy side. There's a bunch of clowns latching onto the Dricus side. And they're all idiots. They're all idiots. The one-eyed Dagestani rumored to fight Jack Hermanson. We'll see. I don't know if that happens. Has Chimaev lost star power? It feels like it, but probably not. Honestly, I think once he gets a fight announcement, it's going to go crazy. I saw your Dricus video, and I agree. Yeah, I mean, I just don't care, dude. They're just promoting a fight, but it's just corny. It's just corny. Giga doesn't deserve the Ortega fight, to be honest. He's been out. And what has Ortega been doing, bro? I heard Bradalio will fight Jack Hermanson. That'd be good. Ian Heinisch, any update on him? He's been out since 2021. Dude, I have no idea. Is Ian Heinisch even still fighting? Did he retire, dude? I think Ian Heinisch might be retired. Remember he was in the rankings at one point? That's crazy. Joey, how am I a clown for supporting my fellow South African brother Dricus? That's not what I said. I think if Dricus takes Izzy down, it's a wrap. I don't think he's going to. And I don't think it's necessarily a wrap. We have no reason to believe that. Well, what reason do we have to believe that Izzy has no jiu-jitsu? We have no evidence of that. Dricus has some god-tier grappling. I mean, against low-level competition. I mean, against low-level... I mean... Let's go look at... He wasn't able to submit Robert Whittaker. Let's see. Let's see who he's submitting. Let's see who he's submitting. Let's see. The last guy he submitted was 8-1. The guy before that he submitted was 7-2. The guy before he submitted was 15-8. The guy before he submitted was 2-4. The guy before that was 11-4. The guy before that was 3-2. There's no reason to believe. I'm not saying it's not possible. There's no reason to believe that he has some elite level. I think he has very good jiu-jitsu, and I think he's a good submission threat, but it's not like some craziness. He's out-grappled Whittaker, who out-grappled Izzy, just saying. Whittaker out-grappled Izzy. He got one takedown. He got like one takedown. That wouldn't out-grapple him. And also, in what world did Dricus out-grapple Whittaker, to be honest? I know he kind of did. Oh, they both got one takedown. Dricus just landed better ground and pound. I mean, dude, go back and watch Dricus versus Brad Tavares. That takedown offense from Dricus was garbage. That takedown offense from Dricus was... Damn, that sneeze came out of nowhere. It was garbage. I think if Dricus wins, Dricus finishes Izzy on the feet. Or hurts him badly and then subs him. I don't think he's just going to take him down, maul him, and submit him. Has Izzy ever attempted a submission? I think a couple times, but like never came close. Don't see Dricus getting a head and arm throw on Izzy like he did Whittaker. Yeah, and that was the ugliest takedown ever. Go watch the Brad Tavares fight and report back. At this point, I think Hamzat can beat Rob. I think Hamzat beats Rob. Out-grapples him. DDP versus Rob, that pass to side control was effortless. Okay, fair enough. His jiu-jitsu's good. We're talking about his offensive grappling. His offensive takedown. His offensive wrestling, more like it. Hamzat versus Cannonier prediction. I'm going Hamzat. Is DDP one of the biggest bums to fight for a belt? I'm not going to call him a bum, dude. He looks terrible, but he's effective as hell. So. Izzy's too smart than people give him credit for. I agree. What do you think of Izzy fight? Very emotional. I don't think he'll be that emotional. Do you think Vettori was exposed? Dude, Vittori's always been mediocre at best. He's always been mediocre at best. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe Dricus got a hell of a chance of beating Izzy. This ain't going to be a walk in the park. We'll see. We shall see. I think Dricus can achieve anything at this point. I think he can genuinely achieve anything at this point. Whitaker, I think Whitaker was definitely a bit overrated. You look back at his resume. But, I mean, it's fair play to Dricus. He exposed him badly. Before it turned sour, Izzy compared DDP to the Drunken Master. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a movie apparently. Never heard of it. Hill versus Prohaska prediction. I would lean Hill. Dude, something about that is telling me Yuri via KO. I know that sounds crazy, but Yuri's just a madman. But my brain is telling me Hill should beat him, though, because Yuri just wades into danger too much. I don't know, dude. I think a lot of people just hate Izzy. If Izzy beats DDP, do you think they'll still do a rematch? No. Why would they do a rematch if Izzy wins? I doubt it. That'd be crazy if they did. That'd be absolutely crazy if they did. But if it's a close fight, I mean, if it's a split decision, if it's a controversial decision, of course they'll rematch it. But other than that, if he just wins, it's very doubtful. Old boxer for a while, Floyd said it was the hardest fight he had because he had crazy footwork. Okay. Won't be surprised if Izzy stops Dricus quicker. The chin is so up in the air when he blitzes. Yeah, in the squared up stance. Dude, Dricus is a worse version of Paulo Costa. On the feet, at least. Hopefully Hamzat gets his visa issues fixed and fights Izzy at UFC 300. That'd be crazy. If they both got to win, who would you support and what? Erie dives face first into danger. Doing that with Hill is bad news. Kevin Lee will be back probably next year. They'll say, I'm getting that itch again, boys. I'm getting that itch. I'm getting that itch to fight. Do you think Yuri will take less risk? I think hopefully he fights smarter against Hill. Can lose to Dricus because he put more pressure. Costa tried to put pressure on him, and you see how easy Izzy dealt with the pressure, negated it with the distance management, the kicks, and also the movement, side-to-side movement, the lateral movement. Go back and watch Izzy versus Costa. I think Ilia Topuria could beat Volk. Yair is never a good matchup for Volk. I just think Ilia is too one-dimensional on the feet. Joey, I think Alex would sleep Hill badly. What do you think? I think it's very possible. I think Hill would out-grapple him, though. At this point, Dricus, it wouldn't surprise me if Dricus pulls off any win. It wouldn't surprise me if he sleeps Izzy. Because Dricus just keeps going against the odds and coming out on top. Ilia has a great ground game. I know. I'm talking about on the feet. He's too one-dimensional on the feet. And you think he's going to be able to easily take down Volk? Jai almost finished Ilia? No, that is very true. Exactly. Any new champion before the year's over? I will say yes. I don't know who, though. Probably Shevchenko at least. When do you think Yuri versus Hill happens? I think it's potential they put it on 293 in September underneath Adesanya versus DDP. Because the UFC signed a deal with Australia. Australia is paying them a lot of money to bring a card there, so they're going to want to stack it. So I think there's a chance they put Hill versus Yuri on the co-main. Farzien versus Ilia was competitive. Izzy's a great counter striker, so Dricus will have to be smart when trying to close the distance. The best thing Dricus can do is just brutally chop the legs of Izzy badly, early and often if he can. I mean, UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion will be crowned at the end of the year. That is true. Yair KO'd Emmett in 2. Ilia took 5. Yair didn't KO anybody in that fight, so say it closer to the mic. In 3 years, Ilia beats Volk, not now. Maybe. Maybe, my friend. People claim Rob is the best anti-wrestler, but in my opinion, Izzy's the anti-wrestler because he knows how to use the cage to understand where he has to be. Yeah, Izzy's a great anti-wrestler. Shevchenko Prohaska will take the belts back. I'm with you. Colby will be too scared to go to Abu Dhabi. Well, who knows? Leon already didn't want to fight him, so maybe the UFC says, okay, we'll at least let him fight. We'll at least let him fight in Abu Dhabi, closer to home. Well, remember they wanted to do it. It should be 2 weeks from now. Remember they wanted to do Leon versus Colby in July. I almost said March. They wanted to do it in 2 weeks. That was supposed to be the main event of that card, which sucks. Ass. Is he an anti-wrestler? Jan fight didn't happen at light heavyweight, dude. Come on now. Volk Islam 2 prediction if it happens. I'm going to Islam via decision yet again. Your idea isn't crazy. Bilal versus Leon might happen. Yeah, if Colby starts getting too ballsy and say, I'm not fighting in Abu Dhabi, I could see the UFC saying, okay. Joey, you got to realize anything could happen. We've seen it last Saturday. I know. I know that. Nobody said anything couldn't happen, bruh. Bruh. Nobody said it. Nobody said it at all. Let me go take a look at something real quick. Let me see something. All right. I think Bilal beats Leon. Thoughts? I think it's possible. I'd go Leon, though. We never seen Volk versus power like Topuria. Yeah, you didn't have power in his kicks. But you also have the power with the grappling. So that is interesting. I miss Usman. He was way more active. I know. It's a double-edged sword of a certain champion losing. Now the division's in peril. Now the division is in peril. It's really, really shitty. I can't believe... How is it only 11:30 right now? But how have we already been way over our a 2-hour stream, boys? This is a long-ass stream. Keep the questions coming, guys. We'll go for a little bit longer. I like to give you guys plenty of length. I'm debating about what videos I want to make tomorrow. I've been just kind of chilling for a bit. Like, I've been like, damn, I got to take a little break. But then I got on this stream and I said, you know what? Let me have a good stream here. Usman don't want to fight no one. The only matchup I see him taking is JDM if he beats a top guy. I don't know about that, dude. We don't have no evidence to believe that. I think Bilal beats Colby but loses to Leon. I think Leon is a bad matchup for Bilal. I kind of agree. I think Colby Bilal is 50-50. Let's help you with video ideas. Now, I have a couple video ideas. I'm just debating about what I want to make. There's quite a few. It's just, I don't know. I've just been trying to relax because this is a very rare week where I have time to kind of chill in terms of MMA content, and I'm kind of just been taking advantage of it. So, who knows? There might be big news right around the corner, as Daze is trying to say in the chat. But I have the ranking squatters. I wanted to do a video about the double standard on Izzy and Dricus and Sean Strickland and Colby. I need to do my top 3 things I hate about 291. That's right around the corner, believe it or not. Top 3 things I love about UFC 291. That's right around the corner, believe it or not. But yeah. We'll see if they announce news tomorrow. I think Usman will fight Bilal. That'd be pretty crazy. I'd like to see that matchup. If Usman gets the belt again, he's defend once and walks away. Maybe Gilbert versus anyone, automatically a fun fight. That is true. Last time I picked Bilal to win was versus Diego Lima. I can't pick against him anymore. Yeah, that's how I felt going into the Gilbert Burns fight. I picked Bilal. Excuse me. Do you think Michael Morales can be champ? He's flying under the radar. Not right now. Not in his current form. But eventually, yes. But not right now. I don't have belief in him right now. I do not have belief in Michael Morales. But yeah, guys. I'm going to get out of here. It's been a good stream. It's been a fun stream. It's been a 2 hour and 15-minute stream. I might pump out a video tomorrow. I might do a stream tomorrow. We'll see what the news has in store for us. But yeah, maybe I'll pump out my UFC 291 hate video. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what else happens. There might be some news tomorrow. I feel like the UFC's on the verge of announcing some big news. Get your rest, Joe. You definitely be putting in that work. Thank you. Guys, like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I will see you tomorrow probably. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow night regardless. Because I'm not doing a Holly Home stream, I don't think. So thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate you guys. Good night and goodbye. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon.